Meanwhile, two very lucky men in Australia make a daring escape. A tornado, touching down only meters from their car in South Wales, was about 50 meters wide at its base. Clark, 24, was driving from the town of Mulwala to Barooga. According to Clark's account to Australia's 7 News channel, the tornado appeared in a field close to their vehicle. Clark and passenger, being hit by the intense whirling column of air, witnessed nearby power lines exploding in a blue flash. Clark reversed quickly, performing a handbrake turn in the middle of the road. Debris hit their windshield as the tornado advanced upon them. The twister continued to barrel through the field, traveling almost parallel to their car at a speed of about 50 miles per hour.
Oh, stop.
Power
Power line just went. Yeah, you watch the road. Get going.
What's that? You watch the road. The shit's picking up.
It's taking the power lines down.
Very exciting stuff. Tornadoes are the result of a very large thunderstorm called a supercell. In these, cold and warm air combine, the cold air dropping as the warm air rises. The warm air eventually twists into a spiral and forms a funnel cloud. The sky turns a dark greenish color and the tornado sets upon its warp path. Before the thunderstorm, or supercell, develops, the wind changes direction. It increases in speed and at an increasing altitude creates an invisible horizontal spinning effect in the lower atmosphere. Rising air within the thunderstorm's updraft tilts the rotating air from horizontal to vertical. The area of rotation, usually 2 to 6 miles wide, contains the strongest, most violent tornadoes. After the rotation forms, a lower cloud base in the center of the storm becomes a rotating wall cloud. Then, the tornado begins. As the area of rotation, the mesocyclone, approaches the ground, a visible condensation funnel appears to descend from the base of the storm. As the funnel does descend, the rear flank downdraft, RFD, also reaches the ground. This causes a gust front that can cause a damage some distances from the tornado. Within minutes of the RFD reaching the ground, the funnel cloud becomes a tornado. Early into the storm, the tornado has a good source of warm, moist, inflowing air to power it. It grows to maturity within a few minutes, or more than an hour. This is the most destructive phase of the tornado, what Clark and passengers were caught in. The tornado can be more than 1.6 kilometers across. The RFD becomes an area of cool surface winds and begins to wrap around the tornado, effectively cutting off the inflow of warm air, which does choke the tornado. As the air supply cuts off, the vortex weakens. This dissipating stage lasts only a few minutes before the tornado fizzles. It can still cause damage even though the storm is contracting. The winds may increase in speed. If the original supercell storm is more or strong enough, it can create more than one tornado at once. When one dissipates, it can create a new mesocyclone, which a new tornado can form from. Read more at www.universetoday.com.
Tornado weather yesterday in Sydney, South Wales was lovely as usual, leading to your 7-day Australian weather forecast. Yesterday, Sunday, March 24th, the temperature was a lovely 72 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind was at north-northwest at 6 miles per hour, and the weather was at 83% humidity. The barometric pressure at 30.03 inches. And the sunrise yesterday morning occurred at 7:01 a.m. and the sunset at 6:58. So, expect similarities in the sun's schedule this week. Tomorrow, some clouds early will give way to generally clear conditions overnight. Wind will be north-northeast at 15 to 20 miles per hour and a high temperature of 69 degrees. There will be a high-pressure system moving in towards Alice Springs and a low-pressure system towards Tennant Creek with a cold front right behind. Wednesday's forecast will be cloudy with a high of 78 degrees. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Some clouds early will lead into clear conditions overnight. That high-pressure system continues to move northeast towards Cloncurry as the cold front settles near Port Lincoln. The low-pressure system goes east near Charlottesville as the warm front stays off the coast of Portland. Thursday, mainly sunny, high 82 degrees, winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. A cold front will be coming into the southwestern region and as far as the high-pressure system follows just behind. The warm front is off the southwestern coast as the low-pressure system will travel north throughout the day. Friday will be sunny with highs in the low 80s and lows in the upper 60s. A high-pressure system will be moving southwest, closely followed by a cold front. The low-pressure system will continue to stay to the north. And finally, there will be more sun than clouds on Saturday. Highs will be in the mid-80s with a high-pressure system moving south along with the low-pressure system. The cold front will move southeast throughout the day.
Meanwhile, two very lucky men in Australia. What was that? Two extremely lucky men in Australia. I can't say Australia. Clark and passenger being hit by something